Hi, I'm the main developer of the game Partial Control. Here's a summary of all the content of the game. The plot. The game is set in a dark future. You're a cyborg and we're traveling in your spaceship with your cyborg crew when suddenly a signal passed through the ship and hacked everyone's brains and they all started killing each other. Everyone lost their minds except you. You kept some control, but it's only partial. Your objective is to use your messed up brain the best you can to reach the control room of the ship. You have to get through many rooms filled with cyborgs killing each other. It's not easy. Core gameplay. Okay, so here's the main idea for the gameplay. The gameplay is sort of in between a strategy and a puzzle game. When you enter a room, time is paused. You can see yourself and a whole bunch of other cyborgs. Everyone is about to start trying to use the items in the room to kill each other. You're the green cyborg. While time is paused, you have to make some decisions. The first is simple and straightforward. Which item will you set yourself to try to get? Here you can go for the knife or the gun. Then you can decide how to use your energy to modify the environment. For example, you can move structures or change the quantity of bullets in guns, and much more. When you made your choice, you can unpause time. After this moment, you have no more control, and you just have to watch. Until eventually, time pauses again, and the game gives you another choice. The whole game is about making the right decisions that keep you alive. There are multiple modes for the game. The campaign. The campaign is more orientated to teach the player about the game, and it's a fun challenge. There is a total of 81 levels. Each level contains a specific setup with cyborgs and items. The player's goal is to survive each situation. He can restart a specific level as many times as he wants. As the player progresses through the levels, the difficulty increases and new items are introduced and make things more interesting. There is over 30 different items in the game, all with very different mechanics. Also, as the player progresses through the campaign, they get to experience an interesting story. There is a total of 3 big cutscenes, one at the beginning, one after the demo section and one at the end. And between each level, the player gets to view an image combined with text as reward for beating the levels. Items and structures. In the game, one encounters many special items or structures, which are specifically designed to combine with each other and make the fights between the cyborgs very chaotic. There is even a mode in the game that just allows you to look and enjoy the procedural fight generation system. These are some of the items you can find. Here is the knife. It's the weakest weapon in the game, but at least it's something. This is the Chaosic gate. When a cyborg enters the gate, he is teleported to the gate's exit. Here we have the Hephaestus hammer, a strong but slow melee weapon. This is the Gaia blaster. It shoots a powerful blast that kills everyone in its path. The beam flipper, the fastest shooting gun. Beams shot from this gun bounce and converge towards the beam converger. The grabber gun is just a normal gun, but shoots the fastest bullets in the game, and the speed of the bullets really matters. The cloning device, you grab it, press the activation button and you clone yourself, quite simple. The duplication chamber, you can program it to create a constant flow of clones of yourself that come out already equipped with weapons. We then have the plugs, like the defense plug, the bounce plug, the speed plug, or the shock plug. The game also has trigger panels which can activate bursts, like the extasizing burst. Activating this makes all cyborgs except the user extasized for 6 seconds. When cyborgs are extasized, they are invulnerable but paralyzed. The neural disruption burst makes all cyborgs neural disrupted. Neural disrupted cyborgs can't do anything other than try to heal their neural disruption state with epileptic relaxers. Now let's see the missiles we have. Missiles follow targets for a limited amount of time. All missiles have 4 different power options. Surgical, small, medium, and massive. Aside from the explosive missile, we have the neural disrupt missile, the paralyzing missile, and the piercing missile that destroys defenses. There are a few other items, but I didn't want this video to be too long. Chaotic Universe mode. When you're experienced and you beat the game, you're ready now to try the Chaotic Universe mode. Here is where you get to profit of the real potential of the procedural fight generation system of the game. This is how the mode works. You start with a limited amount of lives. You have to beat 26 procedurally generated levels in a row and you can only die as many times as you have lives. You also have another resource, which are the chaotic triggers. Chaotic triggers allow you to reshuffle the procedurally generated setup in case you feel it's going to be hard to beat. This mode is extremely hard but extremely rewarding. You have to use real strategy and tactics. You can't just rely on trial and error like in the campaign. You really have to learn to predict what might happen or how likely it is that something will happen. With your limited lives, you have limited amount of tries in each setup. Whatever you learned in your last death, you better use it wisely for your next attempt to survive a level. You will always be confronted with a hard choice on whether it's a better idea to reshuffle the setup or just to try it again. Each universe is a difficulty, and when you beat a universe, you are rewarded with a mysterious philosophical phrase. Now finally, the editor. This mode allows you to design and test fixed setups like you find in the campaign, as well as procedural setups like you find in the chaotic universe mode. The editor is also the place where you can view replays of fights you already encountered in the campaign or the chaotic universe mode. You can view the replay, try to play the level of the replay, and see if you can change the outcome. The editor is a sort of free sandbox for experimentation. All the levels of the campaign were made using the in-game editor, so this was also a very useful development tool. So that's around the entire summary for the content of Partial Control. Thanks a lot for watching.